Woman's 3-week coma takes her to otherworldly dimensions. Everyone, welcome. Meet Christine Qualley, a licensed professional counselor embarking on an exploration of the intricate interplay between time, healing, and synchronicity. Her narrative commences in her 20s, specifically at the age of 24, shortly after her college graduation. The prelude to a near-death encounter and a grave illness was a protracted period haunted by vivid, nightmarish episodes akin to night terrors. In these haunting dreams, she often awoke in the dead of night, besieged by an overwhelming sensation of strangulation, with the central figure of her nightmares being a wrathful, dark-skinned woman. Hindsight provokes a longing to have heeded the cryptic message held within these dreams, believed to possess both precognitive and profound import. For 6 months, she grappled with these recurring nightmares while concurrently wrestling with depression, existential questioning, and an unshakable sense of disconnection from her vocational pursuits. The quest for purpose became an elusive endeavor, and her voice appeared to elude her grasp. Subsequently, she fell gravely ill. Initially misattributed to the flu, her symptoms manifested as acute difficulty in swallowing, speaking, and excruciating pain. A lack of insurance complicated her access to medical care as she found herself between jobs. Despite an initial visit to the emergency room, her concerns were dismissed, leaving her with an unshakable intuition that something perilous loomed. A plea resonates for those in a similar predicament, facing compromised health without receiving the requisite attention from healthcare providers, to actively seek a second opinion. In her case, she harbored an ominous sense that her life hung in the balance. In her dire circumstances, she reached out to her parents, and her father came to her aid. Over the ensuing days, consciousness became a fleeting visitor as she battled extreme pain and delirium, the culmination of a virulent infection. She grappled with the awareness of her own mortality, though articulating this peril proved challenging. A pivotal moment materialized when she sensed her heart racing and a crimson rash rapidly encroaching from her throat to her chest and torso. It was the precipice of crisis, compelling the urgency of immediate medical intervention. As she journeyed to the hospital, she lapsed into septic shock, accompanied by the collapse of her lung. A trigger warning is necessary, as the ensuing details may distress some readers. The medical intervention that followed entailed an incision to insert a breathing tube and address her lung ailment. However, the revelation was chilling. An aggressive infection known as necrotizing fasciitis, colloquially referred to as flesh-eating bacteria, had taken hold. This life-threatening condition often necessitates amputation to excise the infected tissue. In her case, the infection had infiltrated her throat and chest, elevating the specter of imminent fatality. She endured a medically induced coma for approximately 3.5 weeks, with the full scope of the dire prognosis intentionally withheld from her family. Upon her reawakening, healthcare professionals shared that her chances of survival had dwindled to a mere 1%. Their efforts in the ensuing days were a relentless battle against the odds, each day unfurling with palpable uncertainty, the outcome hanging in precarious balance. Although she did not clinically traverse the threshold of death, her near-death encounter unfolded as a distinct journey, thrusting her into an alternate state of consciousness. In one realm, she experienced the sensation of floating upon water, enveloped by the strains of ethereal music, an experience she perceived as an enduring sojourn. Another dimension of her dreams mirrored the brutal realities of her physical torment, akin to a nightmarish ordeal, with pain that seemed visceral, despite her unconscious state, imprinting her psyche on multiple planes, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. In another dream that continues to elude interpretation, she found herself navigating a complex narrative that could provoke discussions about past lives or alternative dimensions. In this intricate dream, she embodied an existence utterly distinct from her own. Of Asian descent, she sailed aboard an immense vessel adrift in the heart of the ocean. An oppressive aura of hopelessness, depression, and desolation pervaded, as all the women on the ship existed as sex slaves, devoid of rights and communication. In her 40s, she played the role of an overseer, complicit in the harrowing subjugation of her fellow women. Her loathing for her role, her position, and herself weighed heavily. Nevertheless, a pivotal moment transformed the trajectory of this dream. Locked in a profound gaze with another woman on the ship, an unspoken understanding and empathy blossomed between them. It became clear that this woman was her sister, and this connection triggered a profound shift. Together, they embarked on a clandestine mission to liberate their fellow captives, one by one, ushering in a sense of emancipation and joy. She believes this dream marked a turning point in her recovery from a debilitating illness that had teetered on the precipice of life and death. Upon waking, the connection with her sister seemed to permeate the dream's content, leaving an indelible impact on her psyche. Following the trauma and illness she endured, she grappled with symptoms of post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD. At the young age of 24, her peers found it challenging to grasp the magnitude of her experiences. Furthermore, her journey was marked by heightened intuition and frequent encounters with precognitive dreams. She found herself endowed with an extraordinary capacity for empathy, intuitively comprehending the emotions of others, rendering the adjustment to her altered reality an intricate task. She posits that individuals who undergo near-death experiences may perceive a veil lifting, facilitating a more fluid transition between our reality and another realm. This newfound connection fosters a unique bridge between the two worlds. She also divulges her encounters with shared death experiences, which, though initially overwhelming and disconcerting due to their intensity, became more manageable over time. Our culture tends to pathologize such experiences, fueling her apprehension of being stigmatized as mentally unstable and the ensuing challenge of navigating the world with this altered perception of reality. The aspect that troubled her most was her precognitive dreams, akin to experiencing déjà vu, but with heightened intensity, replete with vivid images, specific details, and an overwhelming sense of living it. This heightened awareness cast a shadow over the concept of free will and the inevitability of certain events. These inquiries have steered her subsequent work, involving the documentation of these experiences and a profound exploration of the nature of time. She maintains that time operates beyond conventional perceptions, fostering a deepening fascination with this concept. She raises the notion that spiritual experiences can have a shadow side, potentially leading to the emergence of a God complex or Messiah complex. The powerful surge of energy coursing through individuals can instigate ego inflation or a detachment from grounding. In some instances, this can culminate in abuses of power within organizations. She emphasizes that each individual possesses the potential to experience profound and spiritual revelations within themselves. Surrender constitutes a significant aspect of religious or spiritual experiences, but she underscores the importance of vigilance in surrendering to those who may not have benevolent intentions, those who manipulate or exploit others. It is incumbent upon individuals to scrutinize various organizations and spiritual paths, assess their behavior, and evaluate whether their actions align with those of a spiritual leader. In the wake of her transformative experience, she immersed herself in the realms of spirituality, delving into diverse healing modalities. Intriguingly, she found resonance in indigenous practices of prayer and communion with the world, which became her personal path to self-connection, a connection with the Creator, and a harmonious relationship with nature. In the current landscape, a paradigm shift is unfolding, ushering in an exciting era of existence. As the stars twinkle in our eyes, we collectively fall in love with the boundless expanse of the sky. Thank you for watching, and if you've enjoyed this story and would like to hear more like it, don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notifications to stay updated on his future adventures and insights.